Hello and welcome back. So, Mars Warlogs came out yesterday. I don't really know anything about this game, to be honest with you, because I just saw it while I was scrolling through Steam on the featured page. I thought it might be worth just checking it out to see, what it was. It looked fairly interesting. I had kind of a nostalgia moment earlier in the week when I was thinking about Red Faction, and I was really tempted to buy Guerrilla again. And then I saw this game and I thought, that looks sort of similar, I'll have a look at that. So I've been looking over some gameplay and things, and it seems to be some kind of RPG similar to The Witcher 2 and Red Faction Guerrilla kind of thing. So what I did is I started the game, and I was going to start off a little let's play, and I had a running commentary for it, but I completely mucked up the audio files. Which is unfortunate, so what I'm going to do now is basically run over a few of the key features that I've picked up from this first little section of the game. This is all I've played so far, so I'll let you enjoy the rest of the story and then I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
I never really thought I'd end up in the middle of the war, but didn't really understand how. Politics was never my thing, and guild rivalries were always over my head. I had my own problems, more along the lines of acne and girls. Now I look back, I realize the fact not much was going on in my life was a good thing. There was always someone around to talk to. We didn't have to do a thing. Then one day the soldiers came and got me and a bunch of other guys from around there. They wanted us for the company. At first, I was proud of my soldier uniform and the weapons they gave us. Then I caught on. War's got nothing to do with being a hero. It's just about crawling forward with blood everywhere. Days of searing heat, jammed into makeshift, stinking trenches teeming with rats. So tired we could hardly stand but still couldn't sleep. Shaking, thinking what was going to hit us in the night. Nighttime meant marches from hell. Stepping in blood and shit. Herded around like cattle by dim-witted officers who kept sending dozens of idiots like me off to get butchered. All the time shouting at us like it was our fault. Idiots who pissed themselves when they saw the enemy blades and cried like babies just thinking about having to kill again. Could have gone on like that for ages, until it was my turn to get killed. Except, I got captured with a bunch of other guys I hardly even knew. They rounded us up and shoved us into a cattle car, jammed in like mutants. And they sent us way over to the other side of the lines. Can't really remember if it was day or night. I completely lost track of time. Pretty much lost track of everything.
You are now in Camp 19. If you watch your step, we will get along just fine.
Prisoners to Camp 19. Get off the train and stand in line.
Then they shook us out, lined us up, this one guy crying his eyes out.
You're about to meet the sand pit. I want every one of you clean within the hour. You will then be taken to the registration office. You will inform them of what you know how to do, and you will be assigned a post and a bunk. Now, get going. Fall out.
He wanted us to clean up. Not such a bad idea. So we had a sand shower.
Check it out, guys. Fresh meat. Good to see. I was starting to get tired of fucking the same asses. Hey, you're not bad, dickweed. Pretty little girl eyes. Yeah? What do you want? Your share? This bitch is mine. I saw her first. Unless you've got some idea about taking me on, she's mine. Looking for trouble or what? Tough guy, huh? Fucking retard. Ha! If you want to check out the scenery, just set yourself down somewhere. I always like to help people out. Right, guys? Don't know when to stop, huh? You got something to say? Say it! Nobody speaks mouse here, dickweed. But if you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. We're not gonna put up with some retard pissing us off. Not so smart, you know. Coming after me like that. Retards like you need to be put down like dogs. Bet you're an even bigger bastard than me. I get all choked up just thinking about that poor little bitch. Asshole. Forget it, guys. This guy's a skin job. No point staying in the line of fire.
Thanks for helping me out.
Forget it. It's over. Couldn't just stand by and watch him do something like that. You okay?
Better. Kind of weird, actually. I feel better than I have for a long time. Thanks again.
Right, well, obviously you can see that the lip syncing isn't particularly good. I mean, obviously
I said drop it.
I don't want to use the term low budget,
huh?
but it's a fairly small company.
Anyway, if you're feeling
it's not
okay,
a big game.
Let's get out of here.
It's not
This is a
really,
death trap. Better
you
not
can't
to
really
stick around.
expect perfection
Okay,
from
I'm
it.
with you.
But from what I played, the lip syncing so far is the only thing that's kind of been bad to me. It's the only thing I've noticed, which is a little bit weird. The combat system's not brilliant, but it's fairly decent. So basically what I was discovering here is that there's kind of a obviously because it's an RPG, there is some what's the term? I'd say customization. Not customization. I've completely just fucked up what I was going to say. Okay, so basically you can choose dialogue options, which I'm not sure if it affects the story, but from what I've read, it does seem to slightly affect small things that happen. I don't think it'll affect the overall story at all. It's probably just small dialogue between characters. But I know there are a few there's certainly one thing you can do in the game which will affect the way that people perceive you,
Oh shit,
which is
this stuff
interesting.
is
Now
finished.
what I've
I'll
started
never
doing
be able to
here
fix it
is
here. And
collecting
they'll never change it.
bits of scrap
fuck
off the
me.
floor,
Hey,
which I
I'm
noticed in the
working. I'm not
cutscene.
here to shoot
And
the
then
shit.
what I've done is opened
You
up the
just seem to be
inventory
spinning
here,
your wheels is all.
and it's quite clear that you
Shit,
can
this camp's
get.
a ruin.
I'm not sure if you can
I
customize
don't
stuff,
have what
but I know you
need to
can.
repair the thermal conductors
get
or the
upgrades
sand
and
pump.
stuff
And
for
I
your
need
weapons
something
at least.
tight
I
in
know
these
that.
bolts. And
But
of course, my wrench
I'm not
is
sure
broken.
if you can
I'm
customize
keeping
things, but
busy,
you can
though.
definitely get new
I can always
like
unblock the
sets of
sand
armor,
extractor.
clothing, and weaponry and stuff like that. So you can
I'm not too busy
actually
just now. Can I give
change
you a
some of the
hand?
stuff. So it's
Looking for something in
it's
exchange,
fairly
I guess?
linear, but there is a bit of
You can dig up
customization,
some
a
parts
bit
and
of
a
choice
wrench,
in what
I'll
you
be
can do.
grateful.
So what I'm doing
I
here is
already
speaking to this
took everything
mechanic,
in the stock,
and
and
this
I got no
is
idea
actually
where to
a
look
kind of a
now.
side mission to collect some like resources
What
or
exactly do
something
you
for him.
need?
He wants a wrench or
I
something
need
like that.
2 resistors, 3
So
bits of
that's
sheet
something
metal,
that I
and a
can
number
choose to do or
9
not.
wrench.
Obviously, I'm going to choose to do all the side
I'll get that
missions
for you.
because it lengthens the
If you can do
overall
that,
game.
man, pretty much a wasteland
don't have to do
equipment-wise
that.
around here.
So it's
Why
fairly
help the mechanic? I mean, even if he seems
choicey.
alright, he's still an enemy.
And there is a point later on in the game
True, but I think it could be
when I
useful
speak
for
to
us to
someone
get his
else,
good
and
side. He could give us
I get a little bit
equipment
unsure
or serum.
on whether it's leading to a side mission or not. So when you get to that, you might notice it. So I'm going to leave you again now, and let you look at the rest of the video, and then I'll pop in with a few comments when we get to some of the new features. Now I did have a little bit of a dilemma there because I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to go back inside once I'd opened that door, which is why I kind of ran around for a bit. Then you can see there on the wall that there's some directions there, so you can see the kind of layout of how the levels are built. So it's not entirely free roam, but you don't have to go into certain areas. You're kind of free to move around the levels
You have fun with her?
as you want. So
Hope
now,
you didn't
as you'll see
spread her
here,
too
we can move
much.
into one of the combat
Meantime,
situations.
Me and my buddies, we figure
Now
we
these are
don't
kind
like her
of
attitude.
they kind of vary depending on
You
the
may
enemy
be
you're
a
fighting. So
retard, but we're
with
not gonna
these
put up with
kind
that
of
kind of
goons
shit
to
from a
begin with, it's
nutcase
just like a
who don't
hack and
know
slash.
good enough to open his mouth when he has to.
Fairly basic combat. Then
So,
it progresses a little
we're
bit
gonna
onto some
party,
enemies that block,
see?
so you have to
Yep,
like you can
I
hit
see.
the F key to break their block, and then you have to hit them a few times, but then they'll block again. So then you have to keep hitting them back and stuff like that. And there's also a little move that it shows you where you can throw sand. If you've got multiple enemies coming at you, you can throw sand in their faces. And it's obviously not always guaranteed to hit, but if it does, then it will like temporarily stun them, and you can just beat them down when you're doing that. So here you can see this guy's blocking me with his knife. So I'm using stun attacks at first, weaken his block, and then I'm hitting him with my improvised weapon. I seriously have no idea what that is. So another thing you can just see there is that you can do combat rolls of fights. I didn't quite understand all the fighting mechanics to begin with, so I kind of screwed up a few times on this bit. But what I was trying to do here is, because every time I tried to hit him, for some reason he was kind of dodging backwards, so I was trying to get behind him and hit him. I worked out that what I was meant to do was wait for him to come in and strike me, and then block him, and then hit him once he did a swing for me. So you see there, oh I didn't, oh I did, there we go. And then I can finish him off. Now I don't know if you've noticed, but my companion, I think it's a companion, will actually fight with me as well, and I know there are kind of companion options in the game. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to get other companions, but I'm assuming I'll be able to upgrade them as much as I can upgrade myself. So there are possibilities for kind of double team action. Yep, definitely looking to get roasted. So that's kind of an introduction to the combat system. The next kind of stage of the, I think, tutorial area is kind of exploring the camp, and obviously I'm always on the lookout for the scrap for that mechanic.
Take these wrecks to the infirmary. They nearly got killed.
There is another feature which comes along where Obviously, you
It's the same thing.
saw
Every
me
time
down
we
the
get
enemies
new
there,
arrivals,
but they weren't dead.
always gets them excited.
There is some
days
kind
I
of
wish
thing
it was
where you
at
can
the front.
harvest them.
You nearly
I'm
killed
not
them.
entirely
And what
sure
do you
on how
think
that
they'd have
works,
done
but I
to
think
us if
it's
we'd been
going to
the
be
ones
something
kissing
similar
dirt?
along to the
You gotta be ready for
the
anything around
Adam
here.
in
Name's
Bioshock,
Roy.
where you could harvest
You?
the little sisters. Obviously, it's not going to work like that, but you can
But aren't you
basically
from Aurora?
absorb, like,
Afraid I am,
take
kid.
this
They called
serum
me
stuff from
Temperance
them,
back in the day.
which will kill
I
them in the
figured
process,
Roy was
which
better.
will give you serum,
Virtue
which is
names aren't
good,
exactly my
but
thing.
All
your
right,
actions will therefore
I think I
affect
understand.
badly on you, and people will treat you badly. So it's kind of like a karma-based system. Now, what's happened here
Let's
is
go
I've
to the
leveled
mess.
up, and
I think we need to have
it
a
seems
talk,
to have some kind of
without
a three-way
interruptions.
skill tree here.
All right, I'll follow
I
you.
wasn't kind of sure which tree did what, because it doesn't really explain what the trees do themselves. So what I decided to do was just go with the top one, and then you can see that I have 2 points to spend on two of these 3 abilities. So I basically briefly looked at the skills before deciding on which to go for, and in the end I decided to increase my health and to increase my sand attack ability thing, because at that moment in time I had no use of the stealth ability, which does come up in the next area. So in hindsight, it probably would have been better to upgrade the kind of combat roll ability. Yes, so you do get given a map, which is fairly basic. It looks just like a drawing. It's the kind of thing you'd get in a box if you bought a game on disc. It's not too bad, to be honest with you, if you know the layout of the levels. Like where you might notice that you can't go up any of the stairs for some reason. I don't know if that's on all the levels, but certainly on this area you can't do that. So I get an
Hey,
upgraded
Roy.
weapon.
Just wanted to tell you, everyone's talking about how you took out the fat guy. He
Which
was
is
embarrassing the
1
entire
damage,
Aurora
pretty
army.
much.
Here, take this. A little thank you.
Huh, thanks.
There we go, and we've got the first of 6 pieces of scrap for the mechanic guy. More dialogue options.
Hey, you! If you're heading to the mess, make sure you watch your step. Don't even think about doing the same thing you did with Fatso.
Nice of you to worry about
I
me
really
and all,
like
but
the
I think
narrative
you
in
learned his
this
lesson.
game, but one
Cut
thing
the
I didn't
bullshit.
like was kind of
I heard you
they
were
seem
gonna
to
kill him.
overuse some words and
He
sentences.
was looking for some action.
And
He got
the
what he's
lip sync,
looking for.
it's kind of a bit
Get out of here and
irritating.
go blow it somewhere else.
But
You
apart
hear?
from that,
Go do
I
some
haven't found
gardening.
anything to
Do
complain
some
about
hoeing.
yet, really.
It'll do you good.
There's a few invisible walls on the stairways and things, which it's not
what the
a
fuck are
massively
you
big
doing?
deal. Obviously, that's not part of the
I'm
map.
thinking, damn it.
I do find it annoying when
You mean you're
people,
sleeping?
developers
This
create
ain't bridge
levels
with your grandma,
with
remember? Get it
seemingly
together.
open-looking areas, but then you can't access them. So obviously, I'm not going through to a new area here. This is still part of the same little area, but it seems like each segment of the area has like a door to access it, which probably just prevents it from loading so much, because it's only a 2.5 gigabyte game, so it's fairly small.
Hey, Roy.
Checking
I don't know
for
what
some
you
more
did,
scrap
but
around
Bob was
here.
looking for you a couple minutes back. He's on
Don't know if
guard
you've
in the
noticed
next
the
block.
really disturbing sounds
Guess he
the
wants to
guy
talk to
made.
me about the fat guy.
That was
Thanks for the info.
rather off-putting.
No problem. Later.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm using all the scrap metal for, but I believe it's something to do with the crafting system, because you can craft, like I said earlier, like kind of upgrades for your weapons and items and things like that. So I'm assuming the more I collect as I go around, the better I'll be able to upgrade my equipment and things like that. So I'm basically just going to make sure that I pick everything up that I can. And I've also always got to be on the lookout for those parts of the side mission. And I'm going to have to ensure that I turn that in before I leave the overall area, because I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work once I've been to all the places. I don't really know how if it's going to make me leave the area like before I'm finished, or whether it'll give me an option like in Bioshock. So we'll have to wait and see. Right, now here we've got, they call them dogs in this game. Basically there's this knowing your enemy thing which tells you like tactics on defeating every enemy, but I've already read that. So what I knew is that you can't beat these guys front on for some reason, so what you have to do is get in behind them. Now I was lucky there to be able to hit him from behind, but if he's facing you, you have to roll round behind him and smack him, but never go front on, because it just, obviously, as you can see there, the attacks don't do anything. Now this is the guy I was talking about earlier, who I'm not sure if he gives the side option, but the conversation seems to get a bit kind of odd towards the end, and it looks like he's kind of asking for a fight. So I just said, oh well, we'll walk away.
I never saw a
But
dog like that before.
I'm not sure whether if I'd have chosen something else, I would have had to fight him or something like that. I'm not sure if that was like a little side thing or just a dialogue option, but I chose to play it safe.
Sorry, the dog attacked you, really? I don't understand. Usually the guy that takes care of them trains them really well before letting them go. And by the way, I heard you kicked ass with that fat guy and his gang.
It's true. And to be honest, he got off easy.
You know, even if my comrades had to get involved, I really think most of them are glad you did what you did. I know that even with you people, this guy would have ended up in front of a firing squad. But here you're prisoners of war. And playing cop, not your role, really. Even if that guy is a real bastard who should have never been in the army.
If I understand right, you're happy, but you think you gotta preach. Do you know what that fat guy wanted to do to me?
I know, but it's our responsibility.
None of you guys were gonna get involved and stop the fat guy from raping a kid.
You can't stick a guard behind everyone. There aren't enough of us. Too many prisoners. Theoretically, we shouldn't have this kind of situation here. Just grunts.
So this is the part where I got a little bit confused, because he seemed kind of nice to begin with, but then he kind of becomes hostile. So I thought, well, I'll just walk away.
Let that fat bastard
and not
come
get
back, and trust
like
me,
he just
it'll only take a second before I put him down
blatantly
again.
insults me there.
Yeah.
I decided to just
No point playing
I'm just
tough
gonna
with
go.
me. That'd just make me feel like taking a couple things out on you.
We'll go.
See?
Continue our search for
Don't
the
worry.
wrench.
I'm in no hurry to see you again. We're leaving.
Right. But I'm keeping an eye on you. Shit disturbers like you. I don't trust you any further than I can spit you.
Don't know if you've noticed, but it seems that all the small kind of like doorways and entrances to different areas are marked by those kind of glowing walls or doors. Normally green, sometimes kind of yellowy. Now, I did something kind of stupid here when I went in, because was kind of confused as to how you get your weapon out and sheath it and stuff. I think it's kind of automatic in the combat systems, but you can get it out just by left clicking. So what I do is I accidentally get my weapon out here, and then I do a combat roll, and then all these guys start trying to attack me. So I started trying to run away and hoping they'd just stop, but I had to kind of butcher them all. Of course, the plus side to massacring them was that there's plenty more to loot, and I also gained another level.
Get out of here!
See, now what I couldn't do is put my weapon away. I'm not sure entirely how you do that. I'm not sure. I think it's probably automated, which is a little bit annoying, but it's okay. Okay, so to round off the video here, I opened this character window, and it basically shows some skills or something here, which I can spend my points on. I wasn't entirely sure what they do, so I thought I'd leave it for a while, because I wasn't sure whether to spend my points on the previous kind of skill tree thing or on this, which I thought, well, I'll just leave it as it is, and hope for the best. Well, that's about everything. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm sorry my audio buggered up. I'll have it fixed the next video. And to be honest with you, I quite like this game. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll probably start a let's play on it. So give me some comments in the video on what you want to see done, whether you want to see this continued or not, and because it's an RPG, whether like what kind of play style you want me to see me take. Okay, well that's about everything I think. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.